Hello everyone and welcome back to the beautiful city that is Long Beach for another track guide in an LMP3 car. This was with the fixed setup and a track temp of 52 degrees. Before we start, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel as we're nearly at 800 subscribers. But enough said, I hope you enjoy the guide. So, going into turn 1, I'm looking for the 400 meter board on the right. It's important not to go over the pit exit line as it will give you a slowdown. I use second gear and turn in at the 100 meter board. Don't take too much of the inside curb as it will chuck you out into the outside wall. I get back on throttle just before the curb and open up the steering so that the TC doesn't engage too much. For the fountain section, I brake just after the yellow signs on the right and use first gear. You can use the red and white part of the inside curb, and I gradually get back on throttle where the tyre barrier ends, getting as close to the wall and the exit as possible. Here, I trail brake at the end of the grey panelling and turn in just before the start of the advertising boards. I keep the car in second gear and I'm cautious when coming back on throttle to not understeer into the wall on the outside. For this corner, I brake at the dark patch on the wall on the left. I brake to around 50% and then trail brake into the apex, just clipping the inside curb and then using all of the space on the exit. There is a slight crest through here which can be very treacherous on cold tyres, so be cautious through here on your first few laps. For this left-hander, I brake just before the 200 meter board and use second gear. I turn in quite early as the exit is very wide, and I trail brake to the wall. The TC can give you a bad exit here, so slowly come back onto the throttle, being cautious not to spin out here as it's also very bumpy. Then I quickly bring the car back over to the left side of the track and brake at the 200 meter board again. My peak brake pressure is around 80% and you can cut all of the inside curb here. This corner is very bumpy, so again beware of the TC so you don't get a bad exit. Here I brake just after the 400 meter board and turn in between the 100 and 200 meter boards. I use second gear and cut all of the inside curb to carry more speed, and gradually come back on throttle just after the curb to avoid spinning on it. For the final section, I trail brake as I see the first apex. I aim to keep the car on a tight line and cut all of the first curb, and don't use the sausage curbs on the second part. For the hairpin, I brake in a straight line at the Acura sign as it goes off the screen, and I use first gear, taking a late apex to get a good exit onto the start-finish straight. That's all for this guide. Please like the video and consider subscribing to my channel if you found it useful, and I'll leave you the full uncut hot lap.